Hoodie guy coming back here with another cast video.
Mike Tyson, the like and subscribe button.
Thanks for that, Mike. Well, you can see price dipped under 10 cents, but the hash rate is growing back up to 1.48 exahash. So it was a pretty short-term dip there, just for you can see a few days where it was down kind of low, but it's coming back, which means the ASICs and other computers are plugging away, securing the network. We'll talk a little bit more of that in a second. You can see wallet 5, or actually it's wallet 4 now, stayed the same. Let's go take a look at wallet 19 and 20. They're actually 18 and 19 now, 400,000 each. So it's actually wallet 19 and 18 now. Those guys just keep loading up every day. That's pretty cool. Who knows who that is. Now, part of the title is digital power. Could Kaspa be digital power? Now, maybe you've heard of Jason Lowery. He went to MIT in the Space Force. He wrote a book called Soft Wars. Someone at the DoD or whatever made him stop talking about it publicly, and he had to take his book off Amazon. There's some PDFs you could find. I did find the PDF and print it out, but I think he sees it as Bitcoin's only option. So I'm just offering the ideas. Could Kaspa be something like that? I'm not saying it's going to be, but when you're having these theoretical conversations, you can throw different ideas out there. And you can see that he thinks that Bitcoin as money is just one of the things, is like when they first started using gunpowder is medicine, when they actually could use it as something more powerful. And he thinks in order to protect yourself in cyberspace, you need to physically protect yourself. There's a physical cost to proof of work. So you can read a summary of it. You could have Grok or someone else do a summary of it. But it's just interesting because, Kaspa is a unique proof of work. So could it be something like that? We don't know. Obviously, Bitcoin's the big dog and nothing's going to overtake it anytime soon. And we don't know. It'd have to be some kind of layer 2s built on top of Bitcoin that would help people secure whatever. But we'll just have to see how it shakes out. But it's interesting to think about other proof of works that could potentially fill this role. And it is something where, is that possible? And it's just theory right now. And you have organizations like KII trying to incorporate, energy trading and other things, a gigawatt stablecoin, some interesting projects using the decentralized proof of work power that Kaspa has. It takes time for that stuff to build out, but that's pretty interesting. The biggest degen play so far with KRC 721, someone spent 125,000 Kaspa, over 12 grand on this punk. It's the biggest sell, at least on Kaspa.com. Hoodie guys, meanwhile, 130 Kaspa. You can see someone's Soft Friday is trying to sell his zombie. There's only 2 zombies for 6,000. Whoever minted the ape, which is the only one ape in the 259 collection, is trying to sell that for 10,000. Actually, you can see the rarity. There's 3 that got messed up for the metadata, so I don't think they're going to load. And so I bought one for 75 Kaspa and just burned it. There's 2 other ones, but outside of that, it all matches up to these punks, the original crypto punks. That's why I did 259. Just that's an exact match. You can see there's only 2 zombies, and then there's 1 ape. You can see there's some 3D glasses. There's maybe 10 or 8 or 10 3D glasses. The VR headsets, those are probably the coolest ones in my opinion. But now let's go to bear case. Someone posted this on Reddit. Give me your bear case for Kaspa. And would you be happy with $1? $1 would be over $26 billion, $27 billion market cap. That's actually pretty good for a project. I think it's possible Kaspa could do more, but it's also, that would actually still be pretty good. Anyone that bought in at a penny would be looking at 100x. Anyone that bought in at 5 cents would be looking at a 20x. I guess if you bought in at 20 cents, you'd be looking at a 5x, which is not as good, but in the overall world of investing, that's actually not that bad. But it's good to think about your bullish and bearish cases if you're trying to take profit this cycle. And at the end, we're going to talk about the possibility of maybe a cycle that's longer. And we'll just go into that right now, actually. It's just interesting to see what other people's different opinions are, because what happens online is we get into our little echo chambers, and all we think is that Kaspa's going to $5 to $10. You see Crypto Galaxy talking about that. We all want to believe it because our bags will be higher. In the end, we don't know what the price is going to do. If you sell here and there a little bit, you still have some if it goes way up. If you're looking to take profit, maybe you're in multi-cycles or long-term holder that's not planning on taking any profit. We're all playing a different game here. Michael Saylor posted this on X, and when he does this on Sunday, they always buy the next day, or at least they reveal their purchase. So they've been buying this week, and he reveals his purchase on Monday. So they're loading up. What do they got? Getting close to they got 478,000 Bitcoin. So they might buy another 10, 20,000 Bitcoin, couple thousand Bitcoin. Now, some people's argument potentially for a SuperCycle, which I'm not saying is going to happen, but when you look at gold got in November of 2004, so November of 2004 is when gold got ETF, and then it had a little dipperooski right off the bat when that happened. So probably there was some build up to the ETFs. They got launched, did the dip, went up, it had a 10% pullback, but you can see that from November of 2004 it had basically about a 7-8 year bull run, and with a couple pullbacks. There was a 10% pullback here in 2006, and then the financial crisis in 2008 there was a 25% pullback. You can see that it went from about $1,400 in March, and then by the end of the year it was $1,000, but after that it jumped up pretty quick. So if once it bottomed out, it recovered almost back to what it was. So you had about a year of downtrend, and then it went up to 2,400. Then it slowly drifted down, kind of went sideways a little bit, and now it's at all-time highs. Now that's where some people think that since we got the ETFs, you got this demand for Bitcoin coming in. There's more and more demand. The price, what was it, 40,000 at the beginning of 2024? Now it's close to 100,000. But you can see that the ETFs, public companies, private companies, governments, just a little bit are starting to soak it up. Now, if there's any states that start buying, if there's any other organizations, there could be religions and churches and community groups. There could be all sorts of different types of groups. States in the United States, there's counties, they have governments, city governments. There's people, retail people can come back in. Seems like most retail people aren't. Now, I'm not saying there's going to be a SuperCycle, but just this is the argument, is that there's going to be this demand that's not going to completely die off. But even on that case, and when gold had 7-8 year bull run, it still had some 10 and 25% pullbacks. You can see that it's maybe the lowest, the Bitcoin on exchanges is the lowest it's been in 6 or 7 years, since 2018. Some people, you'll see that Bitcoin maxis, sometimes they'll say, oh man, it's the lowest it's ever been. No, it was lower before that. Just that's the lowest it's been 7-8 years. Now, all of it on exchanges doesn't mean people are going to sell it. Plus, if the price went up to $500,000, there's going to be some off exchanges that people are going to put on exchanges to take profit and put some money in their bank accounts. So, but it's a lot lower than it was at 2020, kind of the start of the last bull run. And you can see that there's just a lot of ETFs, a lot of publicly traded companies, more publicly traded companies. Metaplanet, when you go down and look at that, Mount Mara's loading up, Riot, Tesla's got some. Similar Scientific is loading up. Metaplanet is got a couple thousand Bitcoin. So, and that's where some people think that maybe Bitcoin doesn't have this large a dip, and maybe more liquidity stays in Bitcoin, and our alt season won't be as powerful. We'll see. I mean, for me and my Kaspa investment, I'm sure it's going to reach a level where I feel comfortable taking profit. What that is, I don't know. I'll just dollar cost average out the best I can. That's just my plan. I'm not saying that's the right way to go. That's what I'm doing. And that's basically about it. Let me know what you think about the chances of a cycle that's not quite the normal cycle. I do think that there's a good chance everything gets over leveraged, overbought, and we go down. Bitcoin goes down 50, 60%. Maybe I think last time it went down 75%, so maybe it doesn't quite get to that. But I can see the alts getting hammered, when Bitcoin does do its 25, 50, 70%, percent pullback. Let me know what you think also about Kaspa as part of potentially a decentralized proof of work that's digital power, that, kind of the way that maybe KII uses it. And yeah, it's used as money and currency, but it's also used as a power projection in digital, cyberspace. And also, I think that some people want those they're eventually they're going to probably have all stocks traded where you can buy Tesla or whatever 24/7, instead of trying to make it so the senators can't trade. They should have to just trade with maybe they can have a cold storage, but they can also have a hot wallet account. No, let the senators trade, and you can just track their wallet, so they can't hide what they're doing. And if you want to copy trade them, it's the easiest possible. So we'll see how it all shakes out. Some of the stuff is going to take years to unfold. We have a lot of bullish things on the horizon for crypto and Kaspa this year, so let's see how it shakes out. Thanks for watching, and have a good Sunday.